Jen Kruger, and I'm a reporter in the photography industry and one of the people behind the Big Photo Show. I'm talking today with Fireball Tim Lawrence, a very cool guy who will be joining us at the Big Photo Show at the LA Convention Center on May 17th and 18th. Fireball is a legend in Hollywood, but even if you're not familiar with him, I can just about guarantee you are familiar with his work. Fireball Tim has designed some of the most famous cars in the world, which have appeared in films and TV shows like Avengers, Priest, Knight Rider, Batman, Son of the Mask, Pitch Black, Jurassic Park, X-Men, Gone in 60 Seconds, and more than 400 other movies and TV programs. He's also a TV personality in his own right. He's appeared on the Speed Channel, the Learning Channel, Discovery, and the Auto Channel, and he has an original series online, as well as a new TV show called Fired Up for Cars. As if that's not enough, he's also author of the children's book Fireball Tim's Big Book of Wacky Rides and the forthcoming Fireball Tim's Big Book of Wacky States. We are talking today about the cool stuff he's bringing with him to the Big Photo Show. Hey, Fireball!
Wow, I'm exhausted.
Me too. It's a good thing I had a big cup of coffee before I did all
Right,
that.
me too. It's overwhelming. I'm going, wait, how is that even possible?
Did I do all that? Well, you know what? Even though that was a big, long introduction of accolades, it's only a little bit about what you do. Can you tell us more about your work in designing vehicles for movies and TV? What exactly do you do, and how did it all come about?
Well, as a kid, my parents always bought me the same stuff every year. It was art supplies and toy cars. I just loved die-cast toys, companies like Kruger and Dinky. They came with all these little doodads and things like that. So I think from the get-go, I loved cars. Anything with four wheels, I wasn't partial to any kind or shape or size, and I just liked the idea of creating the idea of creating cars as characters. And you can add rocket launchers and different things, when you're a kid and stuff. But it wasn't until I went to college. I grew up in Ojai and Palos Verdes and then Ojai here in California. I went to Ventura College and I was working for a bookstore and I saw a book by futurist Sid Mead. He was an illustrator that worked on Blade Runner and Aliens and a lot of great movies. And I thought, wow, I've just never seen anything like that stuff. So I decided I was going to find this guy and talk to him and find out what he did. So I ended up being in L.A. And for about a year, back in 1981, for a year every Friday, I would drive down to his place and watch him work on the movie Blade Runner and create illustrations.
Oh, how cool.
And I learned so much, and I found out that he went to Art Center College in Pasadena, and so that's what I made my plan. My entire life shifted from that moment on, and I decided I was going to be a transportation designer, designing vehicles. But while I was at Art Center, it shifted, and I grew up in an entertainment family. My parents had written TV shows dating all the way back to The Outer Limits and Bonanza and all that stuff. So very creative household.
Right.
I loved cars, but the idea of working for a car company and a turnaround time of being 12 years for a manufactured vehicle wasn't enticing. So the film industry was where it's at. Went to work for Disney Imagineering, designing theme parks as they pertain to vehicles. And then it just kind of segued into movies. And so now basically, what I do is in conjunction with designing vehicles for film that are basically character cars. The brand, which is Fireball Tim, essentially is automotive Hollywood. It's how cars affect what Hollywood does, the design trends, and how Hollywood affects or uses vehicles in film. And that transcends to, the children's books, which are basically character cars that help kids to learn about different things. The new book, Wacky States, is teaching kids about the cool things about the U.S. In an automotive aspect. So each state is done as a car driven by the state animal and things like that.
Very, very cool.
And it's a lot of fun. We're having a blast. And then the show I currently have is not only online, but it actually airs on the Auto Channel, the TV network, to about 5.5 million households. It's called 5 Minute Drive. It's the only talk show on the go. So it's basically a talk show from inside a car. We drive the latest models of some of the coolest cars from Cadillac and BMW and all kinds. And I drive celebrities around through Malibu, and which is my hometown. And we talk how cool it is to have a creative job. Sometimes we interview stuntmen or different people that have really unique jobs in Hollywood. And then that show just recently got sold to KDOC, where we're doing an expanded version of that, a half-hour show. It's very exciting. So I think at its core, it's cars in Hollywood mixed together and how they work together in tandem. But the brand works out into a lot of different products, toys that are coming for Christmas, T-shirts. There's all kinds of neat things, and to be able to be at the photo show and kind of expose that to the audience is just a lot of fun. A lot of some really cool cars there.
That is really awesome. I thought I had a fun job, but I have to tell you, now I kind of want to be you when I grow up.
Well, the thing is that I think the people have difficulty finding what they love. And I do a lot of seminars for schools, for kids in elementary schools, which is what I'm doing today. And it's exciting because, kids grow up with their parents and they think, well, this is what my parents do, so this is what I'm going to do, or, what are my choices? And they don't really know. And the point is that whatever you find that you love, you need to follow. And, we try to help the kids pick out 3 things that the rest of the group turns that into a career for them, so that you can see that, it all comes down to your own specific creativity. But if there's something, a job that you're doing that you're not really into, you need to identify what you really love, and then you need to take small steps every day to incorporate that into your life. And then voila, before you know it, you're doing what you love.
You know what? I think that's what a lot of people are going to be doing at the big photo show, because that's
Sure.
an opportunity for people who are photo buffs or advanced amateurs to learn that extra thing that they need to know to maybe go pro or just take their photography to a new level as a hobby. So, that's what it's all about. Tell us about the cool cars that you're bringing to the big photo show. What will our attendees get to see and take pictures of?
They're all the neat thing about cars is that some are very elaborate and some are actually very simple. It all depends on how they were used in the movies, and people remember them and love them because they remember where they were at the time that the movie came out, who they were with, the kind of experience that they had. So we're bringing the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard. Excited about because we just interviewed a gentleman named Guy Waldron, who was the creator of the show. We interviewed him in a new Challenger. So Dukes of Hazzard was the iconic show and a very iconic car, so we're bringing that in. We're bringing in the Camaro from the new movie 22 Jump Street, a couple of motorcycles from the movie Priest, and what else? There was some vehicles for the Justin Timberlake movie In Time. We're going to bring one of those, a Lincoln Continental.
Cool.
And then hopefully, if all goes well, we're bringing in the new 2015 Cadillac Escalade for people to see. So that's an incredible vehicle.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to have 2 education theaters where some very renowned photographers are going to be teaching courses for attendees on all kinds of photography techniques, but you're going to be teaching as well in the Fireball Tim's Picture Car Warehouse, which is sponsored by Sony. What will you be teaching people about?
Well, we're going to have a couple of really fun car photography seminars, and that's the whole point of bringing the cars in. So not only do you see them, but you get a chance to automotive photography for things like calendars or media, magazines, different things online. There's out shooting vehicles that are basics that you need to know. Obviously, lighting we can't concentrate on too much because we're indoors and we have a big convention, but really, it's about space division and how to make your shots the absolute best by dividing the space with the vehicle. So that you have background, you have foreground, and you have this very unique car. And every car, since it's a different shape, requires a slightly different perspective. So we're going to talk about some of those things. And for instance, how do you shoot an orange car versus a black car? How do you shoot something that's the proportions of a Volkswagen Bug or a motorcycle compared to something that's very long like a Lincoln? So each one has a slightly different approach, and we're going to be shooting with some great Sony cameras. We have the A77, which I primarily shoot with, and we'll have an A65. But we had a lot of fun last time, and everyone pulls out their camera phones to their big complex cameras. and we just have a good time. So it's going to be. I'm really looking forward to it. It was really a blast last year, and we're going to do it up even more this year.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that you were at the big photo show in LA last year. What made you want to come back again this year?
Oh, I wouldn't miss it. I think the crowds are very excited. It's photography is much more than it used to be. It used to be a hobby in some cases, and it used to be professional in some cases. But there was a wide gap there, and now the fact that everyone's carrying these camera phones, and the phones are getting better and better every day, and that the technology is just rapidly changing. There's new technology happens so much faster than it ever did before. You want to keep up with a lot of the trends that are going on, the new filters, the new accessories. There's just so many neat things that are occurring. Anything is possible. You're only limited by your own personal creativity. And the Big Photo Show is a great way to share that knowledge with others, to see what people are doing, both with manufacturing of accessories, but also to talk to like-minded people, and anticipate it's going to be even better this year.
Awesome. Well, I agree with you on that, and I just want to thank you so much. If any of our listeners want to learn more about Fireball, you can visit his website, which is fireballtim.com. And of course, you can come and meet Fireball and see his cars in real life at the Big Photo Show. Tickets are only $25. They're available online at thebigphotoshow.com. And the $25 price includes almost everything that's going on at the Big Photo Show, including Fireball sessions. Fireball, we are looking forward to seeing you there.
I can't wait. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.